Unresolved problem segment tonight, graduation speakers. As you may know, they are overwhelmingly liberal on college campuses. In fact, some of them are downright radical. Enter Jane Fonda, perhaps the most visible female far-left person in the USA. She's been invited to speak at UCLA's graduation for the theater arts. Because Ms. Fonda is a very successful actress, that seems appropriate. However, Jane Fonda committed treason during the Vietnam War, and she got away with it. So there's that. You guys have from Washington, Fox News media analyst Lauren Ashburn. You see her with Howard Kurtz on Media Buzz, Sundays at 11 a.m. here on FNC. So I have a problem with this. I'll tell you why in a moment, but I want to get your take.
I am not defending Jane Fonda. I'm going to put that out there right away. Jane Fonda did something that was absolutely reprehensible. My uncle is a Vietnam veteran, and for that, for her, what she did in her statements, I cannot forgive her. However, Bill, that does not mean that we should take away her right to stand in front of a microphone and say what she thinks.
Well, who's doing that? Who's taking away her right to stand in front of a microphone?
Nobody is.
Okay,
but
so what's your beef?
I think that what you're saying is it's uncomfortable and it's controversial simply because she's a public figure who maybe didn't agree or stated things that you or other conservatives didn't like.
Well, I'm not a conservative, number one. I'm independent, and you'll get a lot of letters from true conservatives scolding you. All right, here's where you're terribly misguided.
Let's hear it. I've been waiting for this.
Number one, to be invited to speak at a commencement address is an honor. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay, it's an honor. It's a privilege. It's not something that you're entitled to. Nobody is. All right.
No,
Number two,
but if you're invited,
but it's an honor and it is a privilege, so it's not a right. Number two, who pays for UCLA? People of California.
It's publicly funded. That's
right.
People
of California, taxpayers, okay? A lot of vets, a lot of Vietnam vets.
Then they should protest.
Dead families of dead Vietnam vets, okay.
Then they should protest.
Absolutely. So they're insulted. All right, many of them are, not all, many. So they're insulted. So I'm the chancellor at UCLA, and I'm going, you know what? I'm not going to do this because the woman is so dubious, her past is so controversial, that even though she is an accomplished actress, I'm not going to offend the people who fund this university, the taxpayers. Am I wrong, Ms. Ashburn?
Here's where I think you need to consider what's happening across the country. Condoleezza Rice, for example.
No, you're not going to make that equivalency, are you? Condoleezza Rice to Jane Fonda? Are you going to really do that?
I'm not comparing Condi to Jane. What I am saying is that liberal students took away her right to speak by protesting, breaking glass doors, and she finally did the ladylike thing and withdrew. Now, is that what should happen here? We are a nation of tolerance, Bill, and I'm kind of surprised at you as a lifelong journalist that you don't think
I don't want to take anything away from anybody. I just think it was inappropriate to invite Ms. Fonda and to draw an equivalency to the actions of Condoleezza Rice. It's not even in the same ballpark. We're talking about treason here.
You're putting words in my mouth. I am not saying that Condoleezza Rice is in any way equal to Jane Fonda. I think Jane Fonda is reprehensible. I don't like what she said.
So it isn't appropriate to invite her to do this,
I don't like what she did. Isn't that what free speech is all about?
But again,
and what tolerance is all about?
Not a free speech issue.
They are allowed to do this.
This is sure, they're allowed to do it, but this is an appropriateness issue. And this is inappropriate to the taxpayers, many of whom have people who got hurt in Vietnam or died. It simply is.
I agree with you. And my uncle was one of them. I understand that.
And there are a lot of good actresses around who they could have gotten, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she did Barbarella. I mean, what was that? I don't care that she won 2 Academy Awards.
I admire Jane Fonda's skill on the stage and screen, I do. But she shouldn't be giving any commencement addresses, in my opinion. Inappropriate. Hey, Lauren, thanks for the lively debate. When we